What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, quick one for you, I want to talk about God of War being officially rated in Saudi Arabia. So that's the news coming out of today, that the game has officially gotten a rating there. I believe it's a M for mature, their version of what you would assume a M for mature is. And obviously, you know, this goes back to all the other games that have been getting, any game actually that ever gets rated, is that it's relatively close. Now, that word relative is very important because it doesn't mean the game comes out tomorrow, but what I also think it doesn't mean is that the game probably doesn't come out, you know, a year plus from now. Really, to me, and what I think a lot of people online are now talking about is this, I think, backs up, actually, even what we talked about, was it yesterday or the day before, in that, remember, the PlayStation database said that the game is supposed to release September 30th. Now, we talked about that in that video. That could very well be a placeholder date. That's the last day of September, which is the end of a fiscal quarter, so it's possible, but it also happens to be a Friday, so that kind of leaves it up for debate, right? A lot of God of War games have normally been in the springtime, so it's a little bit past then, but also makes sense just from a, a polished perspective, right? Maybe they want the game to be ready for the spring, but the polish and bug squashing and all that stuff won't be ready until, you know, the end of September. It would make sense for holidays and Black Friday. I know we're already talking about that next year when we just got done with it this year, but, you know, that could be PlayStation's, big holiday title, kind of in the way that Spider-Man also came out in September back in 2018, and they just rode that game through, right? Straight through Black Friday, sold many PS4s at the time. God of War could do the same thing for PS5. So, you know, again, this is not, just like the other one, this is not a definitive. This does not mean the game necessarily, because, however, when games do get rated, that normally does mean they're in like a window of releasing. You don't get a game rated, again, like a year or two before the game comes out. Sometimes it happens where the game gets rated and it releases like 2 months later. That has happened actually several times. Sometimes it gets rated and it gets released around 6 months later. It depends on the situation, and it depends on the game. So, you know, if you want to make the idea or the suggestion that maybe like April or May, you know, like it could be as early as that, I wouldn't say no to it. I wouldn't say, you know, you're crazy. I think that's definitely possible. But also that late September one, I do think also makes sense. It could be, in fact, in order to get rated in this way, I would imagine, it doesn't have to be, I don't think, but it could be in a pretty playable situation right now, where then all they have to do is just do the bug stuff. However, that stuff can take a long time, and I guess it doesn't need to. I believe for like ratings, you just need to submit a pretty heavy like summary of what's in your game in terms of what the rating board cares about, and you're not supposed to lie to them, right? You're not supposed to like undervalue things or overvalue things, because then they have to like look into it. So you're supposed to give them like a pretty good amount of meat of what is and isn't in the game, so that they can give the rating for it. That's pretty much how that works. So I don't know, Saudi Arabia, I know I saw it on Reddit, Saudi Arabian's rating board is going to be the new Korean rating board, right? Because a lot of games have been kind of leaked through that, where it just gets a rating in Korea, and it's like, oh, game exists, or game's coming out, you know, in a few months, and then, you know, the other rating boards are always much later to the party. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. All my other social media, my Twitter, my second channel. We also have Patreon and YouTube memberships. They're all in the description below if you guys want to check them out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.